Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Profitable Interior Designer. I am business coach Nancy Ganzakoffer, and you know my awesome co-host, Lesley Myrick, business coach, luxury interior designer, and so much more, right?
Well,
So
thank you.
you're welcome. And today we want to talk about what does it really take to be a profitable interior designer?
Yeah.
Lesley, big subject.
Huge. I would argue the most important. If you don't have money, you don't have a business.
If you don't have money, if you're not charging properly, you can never get to the level that you're
Yeah.
trying to get to, which is why I like to start with everyone hearing what's going on in everyone's life and their business, like, and setting clear financial goals.
Mhm.
That's we do this in our programs because it all starts with the money. Where I feel like a lot of people do it backwards. They start with setting up their process first, which I get, but it's not going to work if you're not priced properly. Your process is going to be great, but if you're not charging properly for it, your process is just going to be kind of like angst every week.
Yeah. You cannot afford to have a high touch, deeply involved, wonderful design process if you're not making any money and you're worried about paying your bills, or
Yes,
you're stressed about where your next client's coming from, and or you have so many clients but you're undercharging and totally burnt out.
right. So first we have to set financial goals, and then we have to say, okay, how much do we need to charge to do our job well, to grow into what we want our financial growth goals to be, and to provide the exemplary service to our clients. It takes a lot to do all of that, right? So we start with the financial goals, and then you got to set a set plan, a step-by-step guide on how you're going to get there. And I know people think, well, here's the formula, here's what you do. But you know it's not that easy. Your business is different from someone in another state, in another country, and with a different personality, with different
Mhm.
criteria. Your clients have a different price point than some other people's clients. So, creating a concrete plan for you as an interior designer versus another interior designer is completely different.
Yeah. There are definitely sort of commonalities, but there is not a one size fits all answer for pricing, for profitability, for your business model, for how you charge, for what your workflow and your process and deliverables are. So I
Right.
think it's good to have that, to know that there is some consistency, some common framework, but I agreed that sort of one size fits all, this is what to charge, how to do it. It doesn't work.
No, because your personalities come into play, right?
Mhm.
If you're yet, I always say, if you don't know how to price yourself right, or I just recently started saying this, which I loved when it came out my mouth, I thought, oh my God, I have to use that again. If you don't know how to price yourself right, get the key, the designer's ultimate pricing tool. If you don't have the guts to actually implement it, then consider joining the Profit Insider Academy, where we're going to work on your confidence, your systems, your marketing, everything, right?
Mhm.
So it's a process for a designer and any business owner to go through the learning process, right? How do you set clear financial goals? How do you make a concrete plan? How do you take consistent action, which is what we talked about in yesterday's group?
Yes.
Consistent action on your social media. Give a little summary of what we told everyone.
So everyone's always like, how do I get more leads? Where do I go? What do I do? And people think social, and social is a great way to do it. And I mean, I think the big thing we talked about yesterday is just not taking it so seriously, not ha- getting over the thing that has to be perfect, but
Yes.
just do it. But I think tying into all of this is doing it consistently. You cannot just show up once on social media and blast out a week of content and then disappear for 6 months. You
Yes.
cannot come up with your pricing model once and be like, "This is what I'm doing," and then not actually stand behind it and keep charging it. It can't just be something that you're like, "This is what I want to do," but not keep implementing it over and over. And that's what we tell all of our designers and our profit insiders about social media. It has to be consistent. Even if you do one post a week, you have to be consistent with it. With pricing, you have to be consistent. And the more you do it, the more you can stand behind your pricing and present your pricing. And share that with the world. And I don't mean like announcing it on social media, but like, when you're quoting a client or proposing,
Right.
the easier it gets.
It's
Consistent.
amazing how it morphs, right?
Yeah.
So, and when we say consistency, yesterday in our group, we talked about social media
Mhm.
consistency. But today, it really, with what does it really take? We're talking about consistency in everything related to your business, right? Consistency in how you treat your staff if you have a staff, consistency on your finances, on your accounting, on your like a bookkeeping. Are you keeping up on that? Consistency on your marketing, yes. Consistently learning additional skills that you need, right? So when we talk about what does it really take, and we say set clear financial goals, get a concrete plan, and take consistent action. I don't mean consistent action just on marketing. We mean on running your business in its entirety, rather than sticking your head in the sand and not really understanding how to run a business, how to run every piece of your business in a way that you just go, I got this.
Yes. I love that. That feeling is what we all want. Like, okay, I
I
got this. I can do this. And consistency is very unsexy. It's not the magic pill. It's not the, oh, this is what I was missing. I'm a success now.
Right.
Consistency is blocking shit off on your calendar that needs to get done every week and sitting down and doing the damn thing. And all of a sudden, 5 years will go by and you will look back and see how much growth you've had. And it wasn't because of some sexy magic bullet moment. It was, I chose to do this. I stood behind this and I did this over and over and over and over again. And it does pay off. And that is what it takes.
That's
It
what it
takes,
takes.
it takes the boring back
I was
end.
just going to say, you know
stuff.
what happens is we get bored with that stuff. It's
Yeah.
repetitive, it's boring. But let me tell you something, it gets a lot less boring when you're making money, right? It gets a lot less boring. We just got a message, Lesley and I, from one of our past clients in our Profit Insider group. He's in a different country, and he literally set a financial goal, which was our step number one, made a concrete plan along with us in the Profit Insider Academy. Then he took consistent action, quit his full-time job, took a leap of faith with us behind him, which was scary for me, even as a coach. And as of the end of July, or as of today, August 7th, he has exceeded his goal for the entire year. A goal, his financial goal that he thought he wasn't going to make until December. His stretch goal, he's already made $1,000 over that as of August 17th. And he's got September, October, November, December, and half of August to go.
Yeah.
So that is a person who set his goals, made a plan, took consistent action. And the next step we want to talk about is setting his top priorities, right? Everyone has to set your top priorities.
Yeah.
Listen, I have a list of 100 things that have to get done any given day, don't you?
Yeah, every day. You can never get it all done.
Right. But at the same time, if we focus on the priorities and we set those, we teach techniques on how to set your priorities. And one of them is just get us on the business helpline and we'll tell you what to do today or tomorrow if you're stuck, right? But you want to look at your core values for yourself and for your life and for your business. And when you look at your to-dos, go, is that supporting my core values or is it not? Is it a distraction? Is it a shiny object that I'm chasing, thinking it's going to solve all my problems, right? Like we have to be very careful. I see so many full packages, just buy this and everything will be perfect. And I'm like, no, that's just one piece of the puzzle, right? So we want to make sure you stay focused on your priorities and then hold yourself accountable. How do you hold yourself accountable, Lesley?
I'm not great at holding myself accountable. I'm very good at letting myself down and putting things on the calendar and then going, no, I don't want to do that. I'm getting better. It takes consistency and practice. But for me, I find a very big value in outside accountability, whether that is a coach, a cohort in a coaching program like Profit Insiders, whether it's a designer friend, another friend who is a business owner. I have a friend right now who's also a coach, but she's in more of the life coaching space. And she and I meet once a week. We talk about our top 3 priorities for the week, why we did or didn't get them done that week. And just, I mean, it's also just time for connection and friendship and just life support, which is a funny way to say that, but it's all part of that picture. But it's that accountability matters.
Yes.
And I have found massive value in investing in coaching because you are putting your money where your mouth is. And you are hiring someone who can teach you, can show you, can guide you, can open your eyes to things you didn't even know you needed in your
Mhm.
business.
Mhm.
And for me, that's some of the absolute best accountability out there.
Well, it is. And when you're talking, I'm thinking when I hired my first coach, what would have taken me 3 to 5 years to achieve took me less than a year. And
Mhm.
that's the way I look at it. Hiring a coach speeds it up, right? And we recommend you network with other professionals in the industry and have accountability partners and expand your network in the interior design industry. And some people say to me, like, why do you recommend the Interior Design Society or joining a networking group when
Mhm.
we're really looking just for business? And I have to tell them story upon story that other designers often refer to other designers if it's not in their wheelhouse or something they don't want. And that designer could be at a different stage. You need a backup painter, a backup contractor, a backup window treatment person. You need backups. Plus, these are people, new people as you're networking to expand your net wider, right? They may know people and start referring people to you. So besides, and I keep repeating the steps because I think it's important for everyone as I go along to understand these are multiple steps we're talking about, right?
Mhm.
Setting your financial goals, creating a concrete plan, taking consistent action, focusing on your priorities based on your core values, accountability and support, and then networking for success. Because if you miss that piece, what happens is you're sitting at your computer by yourself someday and you're like, business isn't coming in and I don't know what to do. And I'm going to say something like, let's reach out to your network.
Mhm.
Call everybody in your extended team and say, hey, what's going on? Checking in, right? Things, we have so many tips on how to get yourself out to that next level. It's something people don't do often enough.
No, but it is what it really takes. This was advice you gave me years ago when you were my coach early in my business was get out from behind your computer and go talk to some human beings. And a lot of us designers are introverts. We prefer to be behind our desks and not having to be face to face with people. But you're not going to get business sitting in your office alone at your computer hoping you're going to get business. Go talk to a human being. And
Yeah.
this isn't, hello, here is my business card and I am looking for business. It's going to a networking event and making friends. It's joining a co-working space. It's working at a coffee shop and having floor plans spread out on the table next to you that get people's attention and invite them to ask questions. There's ways to network that don't feel like networking.
Yeah, and there's ways to make sales that don't feel salesy, right? It's called conversation and feeling comfortable talking about yourself and your business and learning how to look people in the eye in the right way and getting their confidence in you. And it all starts with you getting confidence in yourself
Mhm.
first, which is why investing in professional development is often, it's always the route I go. I always have a coach on board, someone ahead of me in the industry so I can learn from them. I want to speed up my next 3 to 5 years and go, you know what? I can achieve my goals within a year if I invest in the right program and in the right coach.
Mhm.
Right. So it's important. So I'm going to just summarize one more thing. And I think I missed a step. Smart financial management.
Ah,
We need that to run our businesses. I can't tell you, and I know I'm a business coach, so it's embarrassing to say, I can't tell you how many years went by with me trying to do my own bookkeeping, trying to shove it onto my accountant, who really was not a bookkeeper, he was an accountant and didn't want to do it. And then finally learning how to do it myself, realized I was pretty good, not great, then making enough money to pass it off to somebody who really knows what they're doing. That is why when we first came on, and anyone who's coming on late, go back to the beginning. That's why we say it all starts with the pricing,
yeah.
right? What are you worth to do the job you do for other people? What can you earn doing what you love, right?
Yep.
You've got to take advantage of all the ways interior designers can make money and not waste our time on the little money, but actually focus on the things that are going to bring us the big money because
Yep.
less clients and more money is the goal.
Yep. And I was guilty of this in my own business where I held on to too much and did it myself because I could. And I can't afford, I'm air quoting this if you can't see, I can't afford to pay someone for that. And I would spend 6, 8, 10 hours a month on my books, just not because they were that complicated, just because I wasn't great at it.
Yes.
And it hit me one day. I was like, wait, okay, so that, let's say it's 10 hours for easy math. At that point, I was maybe charging $100 an hour, not even that much. 10 hours times $100 is $1,000. I can definitely get a monthly bookkeeper for considerably less than that. It was like, and it was like that light bulb moment of,
Yeah.
I'm actually costing this company money by wasting my time and energy on roles that are not profitable. I'm literally losing money and doing a really terrible job. I mean, I would never in a million years pay someone to do the crappy work I did on my books.
Isn't it funny? I know. And when you say, if I'm a $200 an hour designer, or even 250 or 150, and you could pay someone, I don't know, 40, 45, whatever. It's like, then you take that time and you fill it in with things you're supposed to be doing to market yourself so that you can pay for that bookkeeper without issue. And I have to say, we're almost at 100% of our profit insiders by the end of the program are paying other people for doing what they used to struggle with. And they're making more money than ever and sitting on lounge chairs and going, is this real? Like, I'm actually making the money. It's not like, I'm not saying you're going to make $1 million, but it's like, what do you want to make to support your life?
Mhm.
And let's see if we can get that to happen quickly for you, right? Anyway, always my pet peeve. I always start with pricing. So I'm going to recap one more time the steps it takes to really be a profitable interior designer. And I'm just going to read them out loud. Set clear financial goals, create a concrete plan, take consistent action. Embrace the support and accountability of someone else, either in a program or an accountability partner like you have, Lesley. Network for success with industry partners, other designers. You need that, even though you think you don't. When you start doing it, you'll realize how much support you actually get. Create a smart financial management system within and understand your finances, and then invest in professional development. And it's different every year, right? Every year I choose one different thing to learn so that just overall that knowledge carries me on year after year. You do the same. You're very much into professional development.
Yeah, I love it. I think there's so much value in learning, and there's a lot of, free learning out there. There's great podcasts, there's books, but when I think there's a word I'm thinking of, like exponentially increase your success by working with a coach
Accelerate.
group. Thank you. There's the big words. I love it. Yeah, that's the difference between, listening to podcasts and some books, which they are very valuable, and investing in laser focused professional development that is going to, I think the biggest value is teaching you what you didn't even know you didn't know.
Yeah.
Opening your eyes to what you weren't even aware were problems or setbacks or things that were just not allowing you to be the more profitable. I think a big thing that we discover in our group is, I think a lot of designers don't come to us saying, I'm struggling with confidence. Some do, but that's such a huge part of what you teach and how you teach this. And you cannot present high prices, big profits, like, big revenue amounts for projects if you don't have the confidence behind it. And we have so many designers say like, oh my gosh, you completely transformed my confidence. I didn't even know that was a problem. I didn't know that was holding me back.
And I will tell you, even if you're confident in one area of your life, you may not be confident in presenting dollars, high numbers, how much it's going to cost for you to do what you do. And that's probably the most common. I think, we all have confidence in certain areas of our life.
Yeah.
But if we don't have it in our business and have that person to say, yeah, you're doing it right and you're doing amazing, or no, shift this slightly and then you'll see better results. Sometimes you just sit there and you just keep doing the same thing over and over again. And that's what do they say? Doing the same thing over and over again and not getting a good result. It's like the definition of insanity.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And that's what most people do because it's scary to take a risk.
Oh, yeah.
It's scary to hire a professional coach. It's scary to go to a new networking event. It's scary to talk to a bookkeeper when you think, or an accountant when you think you don't know anything, right? It's scary to get on the phone with a client when you don't know the right words.
Yes.
Or you don't have clarity on what are your service models? What do you offer? And how much do you charge? And are you really confident in that based on historical data from your own business or other people's businesses? Like, this comes into so much. I mean, listen, we have a one-year program called Profit Insider Academy. We're starting in September. And our next group is starting in September. I don't know how many groups I've run so far because we've had so many and so many amazing successes that I want anyone who's a doer or wants to be a doer
Mm-hmm.
to fill out an application and stop struggling so much. I mean, I see so many questions as you do in our Facebook group, the Interior Design Business Forum. People are asking a lot of the same questions over and over again. And I get it because they haven't seen the past posts. But what I want to say to so many of them is please stop struggling. Please come into Profit Insider Academy. Let me help you get to where you need to go in your business and then be set for the rest of your life with at least the core values and the confidence that you can do it and that you can find the answers and you can get your business to whatever you want it to be. I have people who want to be real influencer interior designers. And right, we have people who are just window treatment people and they just want to grow and make more money to balance their life. We have everything in between. And that's what I love about the program. It covers everybody who wants to learn how to run a business properly.
Yes.
Right? In interior design specifically. Okay. All right. Any final words, Lesley? Did I miss anything? Oh, let's ask everyone a question.
Oh, yes.
All right, let me think. I didn't prepare this one in advance, but I would love to know what your biggest struggle in growing your business has been in your eyes. One thing. And I know it's more, but I want to know what you think, whoever's watching and wants to participate. What's one thing that you know you're not doing well in your business that you need to learn how to do better? That's my challenge. What would you say?
Oh, one thing that I'm not doing as well, I'm struggling with in my business. You know, it's funny to say this because I've learned a lot and I teach on this, but presenting pricing, I'm getting better at it, but I just recently raised my rates. And I will tell you, Nancy, I presented it, but I felt anxious. It was really hard to actually go through with it. And that's the thing. What does it really take? It takes doing the hard thing. And so for me, that is what I've been struggling with is staying calm and presenting things and learning on everything I've learned from you, taking the emotion out of it. But I tell this to our Academy Profit Insiders all the time. I'm in the trenches with them. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
not just talking the talk. I am walking the walk, and I know that this takes a lot to do. So just know that you are not alone. If there is something you're struggling with, we all are. Even the people you look up to that look like they have everything together and it's easy peasy. Everyone has stuff that they are struggling with in their business that they are working on. And the successful ones take action. They are doers. They move forward. They just keep showing up consistently and taking the actions that need to happen, even when it's hard.
Yep. Walk through the fear.
Yes.
Get to the other side. We can teach you the skill. We can teach you how to do that as well. Walk to the other side of the fear.
Yeah.
By having support, right? The right kind of support. And I always joke, I go, husbands love me if it's the wife who joins the program, because then they no longer hear the wife upset every night about whatever, a client of this. It comes now towards us and into the group, and we can give them with proven strategies from other designers and ourselves what could actually work in every situation. So, all right, everyone. So if you'd like to comment or watching live or on replay, one thing that you know you struggle with in your business, and let's see if we can get you moving. All right. All right. Thanks, Lesley. We'll see you next time.
Thanks, Nancy. Bye, everyone.
Bye.